Chapter 10. James takes his leave. The next day we set out on our journey. The distance was shorter, so the traveling was a little easier. Just after sunset, we reached the house of my master's friend, and we were taken to a cozy stable. There was a kind of coachman there, who, after hearing about the fire, had many kind things to say to James. "Young man, it is clear that your horses know whom they can trust," he said. "It is the hardest thing in the world to get horses out of a stable when there is a fire or a flood. I salute you, young man." We stayed at this place for only a few days. Then we returned to Birchwick Park. The journey home went well, and we were glad to be back in our stable. John was just as glad to see us. He and James talked a while. James asked who would be replacing him. "Little Joe Green at the lodge," replied John. "Why, he's a child!" exclaimed James. "He's a 14 and a half child," said John. "He is small but quick and willing, and kind-hearted too. I know the master would like to give him a chance." The next day we met Joe Green. He came to the stables to learn as much as he could before James left. He could sweep the stables and bring in the hay, but he was too short to groom Ginger and me. James had to show Joe how to groom on Merrylegs, who complained about being cared for by a child who knew nothing. By the next week, though, Merrylegs confessed that Joe was learning well. Finally, the day came for James to leave. He looked very unhappy. He said he would miss his friends and family as well as the horses he loved so much. But John cheered him up by reminding him that he would meet new friends and would make his family proud. After James left, Merrylegs moped for about weeks. John had to take him out and let him gallop in the fields every morning. We were all sad to see James go. He had treated us all with such special kindness.